Good day, my lovely ones. How are you all? I hope by God's grace you are all fine. I'm also doing very well by God's grace. Last week we talked about science and industry. That was our sub-strand. We explained what an industry is. We also explained some of the keywords. Then we talked about two major productions. That is Gari production and salt production. Our sub-strand for today is still on science and industry. We are going to look at soap production and kenkey production for today. We all know the importance of soap. We use soap in our various homes, hospitals, restaurants, hotels, and even in our schools. We want to know how soap is being produced for us to use. The process of making soap is called saponification. Saponification is a scientific term and is a process that involves the conversion of fats, oils, lipids into soap by certain action such as heat. Now let us look at some of the materials that we can use in making soap. Coconut oil is one. Most of us are familiar with coconut oil. We can use coconut oil to prepare our food. Caustic soda. This is normally white in nature and it is solid, just like salt or sugar. Soda ash. This is also called sodium carbonate in science, and it is extracted or gotten from the ashes of plants growing in sodium-rich soil. We all know that the soil contains a lot of minerals such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, and the rest. Then water and perfume. Okay, now let's look at some methods in making soap. The first one is the melt and pour method. This involves melting pre-made blocks of soap and adding fragrance to it. The second method is cold process. This process of making soap involves oils and lyes. Lyes are chemicals. They are specific chemicals that are being used for the production of soap. The third one is hot process. This process involves cooking. So you have to cook the soap in pots or in ovens. And the fourth method is rebatching. This involves grinding bars of soap, adding milk, water, and blending all of them together. Now let's look at one other important production. That is kenkey production. Kenkey is a staple food for the people of Greater Accra and Central regions. We all know and we've all seen what kenkey looks like. Being it fancy kenkey or gakenkey, most of us, kenkey is our favorite food. When we talk of staple food, it's a standard diet in a community or a particular meal that is consumed routinely. Right now, we want to go through some basic steps in kenkey production. What are some of the methods? What are some of the processes that we have to go through before kenkey is produced? 1. Steeping. When we talk of steeping, it means soaking maize in water. Kenkey is gotten from maize or corn. So steeping is the first step in the production of kenkey. 2. Milling. You have to crush the maize into a powder form. 3. Kneading. You have to knead the dough together with water. Fermentation. During this process, the kenkey or the dough is allowed to ferment. In our previous lesson, we said fermentation is the process of converting carbohydrate to alcohol using microorganisms such as yeast, bacteria, under certain conditions. Then the 5th one is pre-cooking of dough into paste. The 6th one is wrapping the dough in dry plantain leaves or corn husk. Then the last one is boiling or cooking the kenkey into a desired choice. The scientific principle on which the production of kenkey is based on is called fermentation. And fermentation simply means the process in which substances are broken down with the help of microorganisms such as bacteria and yeast. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. We'll meet again next week, same time. Bye.